Oh my goodness, another one of those mornings.
And here we are again, the terrible twosome.
Yeah.
Before we get going, I would like to share something with our viewing audience. A couple weeks ago, we had to go to Albuquerque, and we decided to stop for Chinese food. And yes, it was a buffet, all you could eat.
Love those Chinese buffets.
Which is always good for us, right? You know, and like all other Chinese restaurants around the world, you end up with a fortune cookie. And I just thought I would share my fortune cookie note.
Because we can read those now.
Yeah. This one was very apropos in the light that, you know, Watchtower loves throwing out labels like apostates. Certain ex-JW Christians like to call us heretics. Throw whatever little name they want to throw out there to
Nutters?
discredit you. Yeah, nutters.
Conspiracy
Exactly.
nutters.
Conspiracy
Whole long
theorists. I
list.
mean, there's all kinds of labels that everybody loves to throw out there. You know, I do the same thing. Call the governing body the governing idiots. Call the Watchtower Society the Watchtower Babble Crap Society.
Bible bullies.
Yes. So I thought this was very apropos. It says, accept no other definition of your life except only your own. And I think that that's why Kim and I have pissed off a lot of people, because, especially Watchtower, they love to throw those titles out there, those definitions, and we just take those definitions and just throw them right back at those that are throwing them at us.
Well, I think that's why a lot don't know what to do with us and what to label us.
Yeah. Yes, and I would like to give a shout out to the Jane Doe channel. Love what you're doing, especially with the Old Testament. I mean, it really causes a person to think.
Sorry, Bonnie. He's been calling her every morning when he watches one of her videos. I swear he makes like 2 or 3 phone calls to her in the course of the video, and it's like, I'm sorry, Bonnie.
Yes. Keep it up. I mean,
I'll have to hide his remote.
yeah. You know, the research and the thoughts that all of us should be thinking about, because we're all come out of this cult and we all encourage one another. We all encourage one another to apply critical thinking. And when that critical thinking is applied, oh, here comes a new definition. Here comes a new label for somebody.
A new video.
Here, yeah. And also, Ugly Watchtower, keep up the research, keep digging, because it's going to be there. We live in the age of information, the internet. You can't get away from it, especially Watchtower. So please, you two gals, keep up your research, keep doing what you're doing. We're going to keep getting what we get. We're going to share what we can with others.
Yeah.
Even Jonas, goat-like personality. Brother, please keep it up. It's just phenomenal.
Yeah. In fact, I sent him the information in Sweden, and I'm hoping he can translate it and do a video, because the letter from Watchtower was in Dutch, and I'm hoping that's a language, you know, that he can understand, or knows somebody who can translate this and get a video out on this. And if they do, you know, please send me the link and we'll get that out.
Yeah. So the point being is that when somebody tries to label you, and especially like Watchtower, we know how effective that label can be against all of us. You do not have to live your life by that definition. Take that definition, turn it around, and shove it straight up Watchtower's monkey ass. And with that, let's get on.
Yeah. Now, we're gonna bring up this again, the November 2019 study Watchtower. Page 15, paragraph 8. We got a reason for bringing this up.
Yes.
And I'm going to read, probably the first half. Satan, the father of the lie, uses those under his control to spread lies about Jehovah and about our brothers and sisters. So see, there's another label.
Yep.
Satan, his world, and those under his control. Now we know that all the Jehovah's Witnesses believe that those who leave and become activists like us, apostates, are under Satan's control. There was a convention talk not too long ago about being Satan's tools. We're Satan's chef, cooking up lies and half-truths and all of that. And we know who really are the liars, because we're using Watchtower stuff to prove them wrong. We're also using legal means and the governments to show where Watchtower is not a religion. It is a cult posing as a religion, and they're using, these loopholes to get away with this stuff. I know. I'm on my soapbox this morning. Going on with the article. For instance, apostates publish lies and distort facts about Jehovah's organization on websites and through television and other media. Those lies are among Satan's burning arrows. And that's why I used the illustration the other day of we're flinging arrows at them. Because now, see, they're calling them Satan's burning arrows, meaning they're hurting them. See, they wouldn't use that term unless it was hurting them.
Right.
But the thing is the point we want to bring out about this is if your God Jehovah is truly Almighty of the universe, why can't he make Satan and all of us activists and all of these lies? See, if these truly were lies, they could be easily debunked. And wouldn't God step in, your God Jehovah step in to help you out? But he's not.
You see, Jehovah's Witnesses, when you studied this article back, well, it's from the November 2019 Watchtower, you have to recognize that there's actually a challenge put out to you in this article, especially in this paragraph. For instance, apostate publish lies and distort facts about Jehovah's organization on websites and through television and other media. I challenge you, the article challenges you, go to the Australian Royal Commission, zip through to where your governing body,
Day 8.
Jeffrey Jackson, admits to the child abuse and pedophile problem in your own organization.
It's Day 8, Part 1, and the YouTube channel is Jake Control. And he's got all of the Australian hearings, but you want Day 8, Part 1, Jeffrey Jackson's testimony.
And listen to the question that the solicitor, the lawyer, if you will, is asking Jeffrey Jackson. Listen. Don't just sit there and go, la la la, la 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 la, we're Jehovah's Witnesses. There's a challenge here. Prove us wrong. But see, here's the problem. Here's the problem. How should we respond if someone confronts us with such lies? You can't even confirm that they're a lie. You know why? We're Jehovah's Witnesses. Ours is the God of true prophecy.
No, he's not.
That's why you're being defeated worldwide in courts right now, because Jehovah's not with you. Jehovah's not with you. Way back then when Rutherford was so proud that, they took the preaching on Sunday all the way to the Supreme Court, Jehovah was with you. No. The First Amendment was with you. The Constitution of the United States of America was with you. It wasn't Jehovah.
Well, here going back to this paragraph 8, underneath that it says we reject them. Why? Because we have faith in Jehovah and we trust our brothers. So it doesn't matter if you believe a lie or not. You trust the society for telling you the truth. And we know. I trusted them for 49 years.
Yeah.
I trusted them. I trusted everything they printed. I trusted everything they told me from the platform. This is why now we do activism and say we're from the 1975 screwed generation.
I trusted Watchtower when they wrote about, Jesus died on a stake and not on a cross. I trusted them until we learned the ellipsis and saw exactly how Watchtower manufactured that lie. So Jehovah's Witnesses, there is a challenge. See, Watchtower boldly makes the statement that we're lying. But if you don't go watch the words coming out of Jeffrey Jackson, you're the ones being lied to. You just don't know it.
And I mean, let's face it, if all of us activists had the money to get together and hire a lawyer, we would go after them for slander. This is slander. Outright slander. And we have the evidence.
So, Jehovah's Witnesses, what you have done is you have accepted the definition of Watchtower as to who you are to be. You do not live by your own definition. You are living by the definition, the label that Watchtower puts on you.
Yeah. All right, now we've got a few more news items here. Now, we had a PMO call us, thank you, sweetie, and tell us that now publishers who have an account on jw.org can go online to jw.org and check out territory for their area. So we're trying to verify it, but this is what we've heard. And I don't know if you have heard anything else that you want to mention or ask if anybody else has heard this.
Well, here's the thing. We've already recognized that Watchtower is going to an online religion. This would be just one thing that they would do, because think about it. You don't need a territory servant. You've got Google Earth that can, draw you a map right there. All you got to do is get your little iPad. Oh, yeah, here's such and such street. There's such and such street. Oh, look at this house. Well, hell, it wouldn't even surprise me if sometime in the future, if somehow, some way, Watchtower comes up with an app that they can overlay on Google Earth. It's, this is where Mike and Kim live. Don't do that house out in Service. I mean, they are turning to a completely online religion. And if Watchtower doesn't have an elder body anymore or a ministerial servant body to take care of the territories, make up new street maps when the old territories wear out, it makes sense to have everything online. Plus, they know exactly who's taking out the territory. They know exactly. Now, what else is Watchtower?
And who isn't taking out territory and going out in service?
And what else could Watchtower do with something like this? Maybe they may even prohibit somebody working on a Kingdom Hall or not build that. I don't want to say building. Maintenance on a Kingdom Hall unless you're already, unless you have a PIN number or something like that from jw.org. Wouldn't surprise me a bit to see that come up in the future with Watchtower.
Yeah. Well, that's what they're going to do, is if you don't have a jw.org account to verify that you're in good standing, guess what? You're not going to be able to do anything, have any privileges or anything.
You're not going to be able to get into your conventions.
Yeah. Now, this is on our list for a nail and coffin, so we're going to count this on the nail and coffin, but I just wanted to bring this up because I actually got this and it was in Spanish, so I had to translate it because my reading Spanish, I can kind of get by, but it's just easier just to translate it.
Well, this kind of goes along with what we had heard earlier, that if your Kingdom Hall goes below 50 for 6 months, you're done.
Yeah. A congregation is reduced from 80 to 20 members. 20 members, from 80 down to 20. And Jehovah's Witnesses are required to sell the Kingdom Hall. See, and this goes along with what we heard,
That's right.
About poor attendance. A Kingdom Hall of Jehovah's Witnesses was sold for around $290,000 in Port Dover, Ontario, Canada. And like I said, we're going to have this on the nail and coffin because I found the property listing And I want to thank so much, to our source for sending this to me. The sale was motivated by the lack of brothers to attend meetings. According to the information, you know what? I'll just read it right from the article. Now, I know this is a couple of years old, but see, we do Kingdom Halls after 2014 that are not on my list, and this one is not on my list. Plus, I haven't seen the article up till now because it was in the local newspaper. Jehovah's Witnesses fold in Port Dover. I love that word. Port Dover Congregation of Jehovah's Witnesses is no more. The 20 or so members remaining in the congregation were dispersed to congregation in Simcoe, Waterford, and Hagersville late last year.
Expansion.
This
Expansion.
week, for sale signs were posted on the 2-acre property on Blue Line Road between St. John's Road and Highway 6. And I've got the address, and like I said, but we just wanted to mention this, and thank all that sent me the link to this.
Hey. We're Jehovah's Witnesses.
We're growing by leaps and bounds. The rest is Satan's lies. La 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 la.
Yeah. Well, you know what? This is what they don't get. This is what the Jehovah's Witnesses don't comprehend.
Do we have way too much fun mocking them?
Yeah, that too. But Watchtower's telling them that we're all generating lies. Watchtower lies.
Yeah.
But how do they know whether Jeffrey Jackson is lying or not if they don't go watch the Australian Royal Commission? I mean, Jehovah's Witnesses, you have no idea how many former Jehovah's Witnesses have caught that, have broken out of that bubble and watched it and hear Jeffrey Jackson outright lie.
Now, I do want to mention a couple of more things. If anybody knows of someone who is doing ASL videos on YouTube, who is an XJW, who does videos against Watchtower in ASL, please give him my email at kimmymbrooks@gmail.com because we were just leaked a mega file of the ASL Pioneer School, and I want to get this information out to all the ASL ones, even if you do British ASL or whatever, if you can understand the English ASL, then, email me and just put in the subject line, urgent, need ASL Pioneer School file. And I want to get that out to all of you who do ASL videos, because like we said before, if we can all work together, we want to try to get everybody to work together as much as possible. And, all of you are searching the internet for every little piece of information. And this is incredible. It's incredible. So I want to thank our source and dear friend who sent me a Reddit link this morning, and I forgot, I accidentally closed the Reddit link so that I can't see the name, but I will find it and put it down below. Thank you to this person who posted this link because it goes to a YouTube channel, and I had to use subtitles. And, when they're translating in subtitles, it's not the best. So I didn't fully understand all what he was saying. But we all know they do the same thing for Kingdom Halls because it looked like the pioneers and missionaries in Paraguay built this houseboat for Watchtower. And they were using this in their pioneer service.
So they built a houseboat.
You know how
for Watchtower.
A congregation will build a kingdom hall. So it looks like that's the same thing they did. Now, first I want to say thank you to this YouTube channel. I'm sorry I cannot speak German. I'm not even going to begin to try to pronounce this. All I recognized in the title was Jehovah's Witnesses. Jehovah Zugin. But the name of his YouTube channel is Prohibits Child Abuse by Jehovah's Witnesses. So I'm going to put the link down below to that because I want to give him credit, because this is, you know, the post on Reddit sent me to his YouTube channel.
All around the world, Watchtower. All around the world.
But I did find the property listing
For the houseboat.
for the houseboat. Okay, now El Pionero number 3, which means
Number
there was
3.
a 1 and a 2. Now, if I understood his video and the subtitles translating it were correct, there were 2 more before this boat, and they were sold. So that's 3 houseboats that are sold out from under these poor missionaries and pioneers in Paraguay.
But Jehovah's speeding up the work. Well, why would they get rid of them? They should be acquiring more. Because, you know, the work, Jehovah's speeding up the work in the final part of the days.
Well, maybe they just park on the beach with their literature carts and these thousands of people are coming to them.
Oh, the literature carts. That's right. The literature carts. Ah, I should have saw that myself.
Yeah. Now, for those of you who are newly out or don't know, Watchtower used to own a bunch of small, like Cessna planes.
Up in Alaska.
Yeah, and you could tell they were their planes. See, this is even in the Proclaimer's book. This picture comes from the Proclaimer's book, and I forgot to write down what page. But you could always tell their planes because it had the number and then WT, Watchtower.
On the tail.
And we had done a video about this several years ago, and oh my goodness, the comments just came in, and everybody was searching now for these call signs on these tails of these planes. And some just disappeared, some were sold. Something happened to 2 of them because there was insurance claims on them, and then, you know, their call signs were gone. So, see, this is what Watchtower did. They used these little planes, and it was even mentioned in yearbooks.
Yep.
And if I can find our old video to that, I will put the link down below to that.
Good luck.
Yeah, it may have been on our first channel, which may not be up, but I will look and see if I can still find it. But the thing is they had these little planes, they owned them to do like outback territories up in Alaska and the Yukon and, you know, all these faraway places. So they had these fleet of planes. Now we also know they have jets now at headquarters, you know, available for the headquarters and governing body. That's why we've made jokes about they're sitting there on the tarmac, fueled up, ready to go to Argentina.
Go to Argentina.
Yeah. So, you know, this was no surprise to us about these houseboats. And in this video, you know, this young man is talking about how these houseboats were built, and the German Jehovah's Witnesses would go be missionaries in Paraguay. So, $275,000 US dollars.
For a houseboat. 100% pure profit with zero capital outlay.
So, I gotta ask, I know we were joking around about this being sold out from under these missionaries and pioneers, but does this mean all of these missionary and pioneers now are being sent back home?
Does that mean the preaching work is done in these third world countries if they're selling their living quarters out from underneath them? Gotta ask. You gotta wonder.
Yeah, because obviously, since this is a houseboat, they were living on it.
Yep.
They were living on it.
I would agree with that.
I hope.
You know, they weren't taking it around those lakes for, a 3-hour tour. Gilligan!
Watchtower is like Gilligan's Island.
Oh, they are. But
Yeah.
that's another label.
Hey, if they can slander us.
Why not?
Hey, Darrow, try to defend that one.
Yeah.
They're slandering us. You're slandering us.
And you don't have a clue what you're doing.
Yeah.
You don't have a clue, dude.
Yeah.
I like Vinnie Vincent's, label. A mouse and a
Fat little hamster.
A fat little hamster.
Yeah. And I think it's despicable that he was slandering and labeling MKT.
Yep.
I mean, the things he was saying about him was horrible. MKT, Marvin, I grabbed that video, and if I ever get chance, I am going to put it together with how Jehovah's Witnesses are saying all these horrible things about us and slandering us and labeling us and committing libel. He's committing libel.
Yep.
So,
Well, so are we by calling, Watchtower what we do, but hey, I don't care. I
well,
don't care, Watchtower.
we've got evidence to,
To the contrary.
yeah.
Yeah.
And this is why we put up the fair use notice, because we can
Right.
use it for parody and criticism.
That's right.
This is what we do.
See, when you don't use that fair use notice, Daro, you just might be liable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Learn.
And we also heard JW brainwashing. We're so sorry to hear that, Watchtower is going after you and your channel, and appeal it. Fight it, if at all possible. But I know you have to reveal, your real identity and address
Yeah.
when you do that.
That's something that, when you wake up out of Watchtower and you decide to do videos and you don't show who you are, you run the risk of Watchtower filing a complaint, and then
Just to find out who you
just
really
to
are.
find out who you are. See, that's why Kim and I, from day one, look at me, Watchtower. You know exactly who I am.
They have our address.
You know who I am. That's why I have no fear. That's why when the Watchtower Pennsylvania gave us those 9 copyright strikes a few years ago, I said, bring it. Bring it on.
We appealed it and won.
And won.
But unfortunately, we understand you PMOs who are doing videos, you don't have that luxury.
That's right.
You have to shut down your channel.
And
Or-
some very good work is lost.
Yeah. So I'm going to tell all of you, the same thing that I tell, others that have had this same problem. When you start doing videos, save them to an external drive. And don't depend on just your phone or tablet to save them. Get an external flash drive. Save all of your videos.
That's right.
Because if this happens, well, that's what happened to us. And fortunately, when we first started doing YouTube videos, I saved every single one of them to an external drive, because I had been told the same thing when we started. We were told, save all your videos, because if you lose your YouTube channel,
You lose all that work.
you lose all of your videos.
All that information's gone.
So thankfully, we've got all our videos from our first channel, and they're safe.
Yeah.
They're safe. Just like these. I've saved every single one of them.
Yep.
So, is that all of them?
I hope so. I get
Yes.
some beating work to get back to.
Oh, I did want to mention, we watched Allie's Big Toe video the other day when she's on
Yeah.
vacation. Lucky you! We're here freezing in snow, and but she did a video and introduced her mom, and her mom is not shunning her. So big hug to Allie's
Yeah.
mom, and congratulations, that your mom is not shunning you, and we hope to see her again, and we also hope to be putting her on our nail and coffin
Yeah.
someday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's about it, ain't it?
Oh my goodness, so much.
Oh, and Vinnie Vincent, keep them coming, please. I just love the way you analyze everything.
Yeah, and all the rest of you, I know we don't always have time, well, we can't leave comments, because most of the times we're watching them on our TV in the living room, through our PlayStation, and you can't leave comments.
Right.
So, I know we can't leave comments to all of you that we watch, but all of you, every single one of you, keep up the great work and keep digging, keep critically thinking, you know, and we appreciate you sharing your information with us.
Yeah. Yep, that's one thing that Kim and I really don't want to see fester in the ex-Jehovah's Witness community is shutting down critical thinking.
Yeah.
Because Watchtower shut that down already. And one of the hardest things to do is to look at a text, especially if it's the Bible, and criticize the text. Because that's the one, no, you're not supposed to do. Otherwise, you're going to carry the label, Mike and Kim blaspheme God.
Yeah.
Give us a break. We didn't write the text. We didn't tamper with the text. Watchtower did. And like I said before, if Jehovah allowed Watchtower to tamper with the text, then who else did Jehovah allow to tamper with the text? I mean, come on.
Speaking of tampering in Watchtower, I went to jw.org yesterday, and I was looking for something else, and right on their homepage there was a big picture of a clock, and it said 5 minutes to midnight, and it says, when is the end of the world? Or something to that effect. And I didn't click on the article because I was in a hurry to find something else, and I'm sorry now I didn't, because I've been looking all over jw.org for that article. So if any of you have seen it or know where it is or something, holler, because like I've said, their search engine sucks.
Yeah.
You put in end of the world and magazines from like 2015, 2013, video from the broadcast 3 years ago comes up. I mean, they cloud the issue with all these hundreds of other stuff. You know, flood victims helped in Guatemala or whatever it is. And it's like unbelievable. But I would like to find that article again, because in there they say that that phrase, end of the world, also means the end of an age. And I even tried putting that phrase into their search engine.
Haven't come up.
Same thing. You know, the 2013 article comes up, and I can't find it.
Yeah, because that would be a huge thing if Watchtower's changing terminology from the end of the world to the end of an age, because the end of the age, the end of the era, comes right out of the King James.
Yeah.
Comes right out of the King James, and we all understand that it's not the end of the world, but it's the passing of the age of Pisces. Now we're getting into the age of Aquarius, another era where a zodiac is taking control over the earth, just like it says in the book of Job.
See, now, even for those of us who don't believe in astrology, the thing is it's been scientifically proven, and I was just watching a video on this, that each part of the universe that our solar system is traveling through has its own magnetic, electrical resonance. And that is speeding up now. That resonance, that harmonics is speeding up. So it really, these changes of these ages, it isn't, totally about zodiac. It does have, where each one of these ages has a different frequency, a different, resonance.
Well, MKT just did a live stream here a little while ago, put it up on YouTube, and he says the same thing. Everything in the universe vibrates. Everything has its own frequency. Even these zodiacs have their own frequency, and they do have an influence over the earth.
Yeah. So when Job, when God is saying, and I've given them authority of the earth, this isn't a, oh, well, that's magic and, spiritism and stuff. No, it's not. There's actually scientific facts about, this harmonics. And if you don't believe me, you can even go to YouTube and put in the sound of a planet. Each planet has a different sound. Some of them are kind of creepy sounding. But they've been able to get this harmonics, this sound, this music of the planet. You should hear Planet Earth. It's beautiful.
Yeah, and it's real easy to qualify this. Just take a tuning fork, hit it, turn it towards a crystal glass, and when the harmonics are matched, the crystal glass will break because that crystal glass is already vibrating.
Well, I just got a Tibetan singing bowl, and you hit that, and I mean, my goodness, I can hear
Rings forever.
ringing for so long. And then you can take, you know, the little wooden paddle they gave it and go around the outside rim. Well, this all has to do with sound frequency.
Well, you can do the same thing with crystal glass. Wet your finger and rub your finger on top of the end, and that glass will sing.
People will take and put different levels of liquid in these glasses and can actually do a song by doing that.
So it's not hard to comprehend that the whole universe is vibrating. It has its own harmonics. And when we change from one age to another, the earth is influenced by another harmonic.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not difficult, but you got to get out of the cult mentality.
Oh my God, it's spiritism.
This is spiritism, Mike. You give him a talking spirit. To hell with that.
No, we're
I've
not.
heard that all my life. Anything outside of Watchtower is spiritism. Anything.
Yeah.
That's demonism.
No, it's
That's
not.
the cult mentality.
Yeah.
That's not the real life Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about the electrical universe. So you all have a wonderful weekend, and we will do our best to try to keep up on all this news coming in and letting you all know. And like I said, I will put the links down below to everything. And thank you so much for watching and your love and support and cards. We're getting more cards.
You bet.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.